Picture this, ancient Britain around 60 AD, a time when the mighty Roman Empire seemed unstoppable, spreading its influence across Europe like wildfire. But they hadn't counted on meeting someone like Boudica, a Celtic queen whose story would become legendary. Let me tell you about this remarkable woman who dared to challenge the most powerful empire in the world. Boudica was no ordinary queen. With flowing red hair and standing unusually tall for her time, she commanded attention wherever she went. She ruled the Iceni tribe alongside her husband, King Presutagus, in what is now modern-day Norfolk, England. When her husband died, he thought he'd made a clever political move. He named both the Roman emperor and his own daughters as co-heirs, hoping to protect his family and kingdom. But the Romans, they had other plans. They saw an opportunity and seized it with brutal force. Roman officials flogged Boudica publicly, assaulted her daughters, and plundered the Iceni kingdom. They thought they'd broken her spirit, but they'd made a terrible mistake. Instead of crushing her, they created their worst nightmare. Boudica rallied not just her own tribe, but neighboring ones too. Picture this, a massive army of British tribes, united under the leadership of a grieving mother and widow burning with revenge. She led them to victory after victory, destroying the Roman settlements of Camulodunum, Londinium, and Verulamium, modern-day Colchester, London, and St. Albans. The scale of her rebellion was unprecedented. Historical accounts suggest her army grew to over 100,000 strong. They burned cities to the ground, defeated a Roman legion, and sent shockwaves through the mighty empire. For a brief moment, it seemed like Boudica might actually succeed in driving the Romans out of Britain. But here's where the story takes a tragic turn. In the final battle against the Roman governor Paulinus, despite outnumbering the Romans, Boudica's forces were ultimately defeated. The Romans' superior military tactics and discipline proved decisive. Rather than face capture, Boudica chose to end her life on her own terms, allegedly drinking poison. But her legacy, that lived on, she became a symbol of British courage and resistance, inspiring generations to come. Even today, nearly 2,000 years later, Boudica's story resonates. There's a famous statue of her riding her chariot on Westminster Bridge in London, reminding us that sometimes the greatest acts of courage come from those who have lost everything but refuse to be broken. In the end, Boudica's tale isn't just about rebellion against oppression. It's about standing up for what's right, protecting those you love, and fighting for freedom even against impossible odds. Now that's a story worth remembering.